Hey everybody, this is Kitsune here, talking about the Avatar news that we just got concerning Zaheer and the members of the Red Lotus, as well as Fire Lord Ozai and Nightmare Korra. These were some of the characters that were showed off yesterday during Maximilian Dude's presentation with these characters. Um, some of Zaheer's gameplay was shown off. Mainly, he is inspired by a character I believe some people should be familiar with if you've played Dragon Ball Fighters. He playstyle-wise plays a lot like Captain Ginyu. He calls the members of the Red Lotus to aid him in battle. He calls them as assists. As far as we know right now, there are a couple caveats to his assist mechanic. One, they can be hit. Two, Pai Li actually gives him a special mechanic where if she's hit 3 times, then he gains limitless flight, as well as he has a flight mechanic. Now, usually in this flight mechanic, he would be consuming some of the flow gauge as he is flying in the air. So his flight comes at a cost. It's an 8-way air dash. Not anything new that we're used to seeing in fighting games, really. Characters like Magneto have 8-way air dashes, etc. But his is tied to a resource. But if Pai Li dies, that resource becomes non-consequential. Like, he doesn't have to spend it at all when he's in the air, which is actually pretty cool, and actually a pretty decent caveat from the lore that they added into the game, which I thought was pretty cool. As you can see here, we also have the character select screen, the updated version of it. You can see Avatar Aang at the top, Nightmare Korra at the bottom, I believe, as well as Zaheer on the right, and Avatar Ozai. Sorry, not Avatar Ozai. Fire Lord Ozai on the left. He is a nice. All these characters are nice additions to the character select screen. You can even see the Cabbage Man as the random select, which I think is a pretty cool nod for Avatar fans. I think they actually released his name not too long ago. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. With that being said, Zaheer calls members of the Red Lotus. He can actually, his cooldowns are actually affected by his ability to be able to call these members. If any of them are hit, I think there's an added cooldown to when he can call his next one. He can call them, I believe, before he takes flight in the air to go for like a mix-up or something like that. They also showed off some of the training room breakdown, mostly the tutorial breakdown stuff, where you can see how they're teaching you characters' game plans and like combos and stuff like that. So they actually have like a really intricate like kind of demonstration system in this, where if you're performing the combo or the pressure string in general, it'll go through it with you like piano style. It'll teach you like which inputs to press if you're doing it too slow. It's testing your reactions and it's grading you, which I think is pretty cool. It's actually a little different from what we've been shown from other fighting game tutorials, because fighting game tutorials have been pretty standard for a very long time. They kind of usually follow the same pattern, the same formula, but this one's kind of a breath of fresh air because it actually teaches you to follow the rhythm of the combo or the pressure sequence that you're doing, which I actually think is pretty cool. I actually want this to be a staple in new fighting games, actually, because a lot of people may get, tripped up by the speed in succession in which you need to do something, and slowly like spoon feeding it to people or slowly giving it to someone, I feel like is better. What else? We got our first looks at Fire Lord Ozai. Fire Lord Ozai is a very gorilla character. He is a very gorilla, and he's very, 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 very interesting in how he uses his flow mechanic. So for those who don't know, or for those who didn't tune in to Max's stream, so basically when he can spend a bar of flow gauge, and when that flow, like as that flow gauge is going down, he can cancel into as many flow actions as humanly possible within that set duration period. So definitely the most unique use of flow I've seen so far from a character. albeit like I haven't really messed around with too much of the roster yet, given this past beta that just happened. But we don't really have to wait too long because the game comes out at midnight tonight, as well as it'll fully release tomorrow. The full release is tomorrow. And then for Nightmare Korra is like an enhanced version of Korra, one that appeared in her nightmares. I didn't even know this was the actual character until they decided to put her in the game, but it's kind of cool. She actually gets like a different costume of sorts. Like she has like chains attached to her regular costume. She has the glowy eyes and the messy hair. If anyone who's watched Legend of Korra season 2, or I believe season 3 as well, you'll see like this version of Korra like kind of plastered on certain sections of the show. Also in season 4 as well, they start to appear in her dreams when she's having like difficulty sleeping, etc. But let me see. And then another thing is for her assists, she has spirits as her assists. So she has Fatu as an assist, which we don't know what that glowy aura around him really does. Save for actually reading what the actual description in the game is. And then she has another corrupted spirit as her assist. And that was one she fought in season 2, I believe. So these, assists do something for her. We're just not exactly sure what they do. She has a nightmare fuel Azrael type dash, which is going to be very fun to deal with. Another thing about Zaheer I forgot to mention was he also has a there was another thing about Zaheer I forgot to mention actually. It wasn't the limitless flight. There was something else in there. I forget exactly what it was, but that's the main takeaway from I believe the presentation that we've seen and how the devs are approaching the game. Oh, I forgot, Avatar State Aang. Avatar State Aang is actually like sort of a boss character. He gets enhanced moves, like enhanced specials. Like Katara actually appears as his assist, so that actually kind of debunks the theory a bit of like, an assist can't be a main roster character, which I never really thought was the case anyways. I figured they were going to give us as many characters as they possibly could. My theory about the seasons past, though, or rather the character voting poll, is that the character voting poll is actually just our season 2 DLC pass, but we're voting on which character we're getting like faster. So like if people vote Amon, we just get Amon at the end of season 1. So not sure if anybody else agrees with that. You can comment below if you agree with that theory or not. Let me see. I think that's really about it. Like I said, the game actually releases not too long from now, so we'll be able to see what these characters actually do, and I'll be streaming this game, and I'll definitely be making content for this game pretty regularly, so be on the lookout for that. Have some discussion in the comments, see if you agree with me or not. Is anybody looking forward to the game? Who's everybody planning on playing? And with that being said, without further ado, thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you in the next video.